Hey guys, this is Chunkey Panda, and this is kind of a different video I'm making today. The reason I made this video is because for those of you who don't know, I've been trying to network with a lot of streamers. You know, just kind of getting out there, seeing a lot of smaller streamers like myself, and I've been talking to them, seeing what they do, how they get viewers and stuff like that, or just just watching people in general. And one of those people I watch, Gen Diamond is his name. He's also a fellow streamer. First of all, he was having this 24-hour stream, and I was there for I guess the first half of it, and he was doing some deep speeches, man. I was getting all moved and tearing up. Not really tearing up, but I was like, oh, I feel so motivated because he was saying all these nice things, my Twitch people, you guys are you guys can do anything, and all this other positive stuff. And I was like, whoa, where did this come from? And I was saying all this stuff, and another thing he was saying was oh, I'm here for you guys. I have my chat open for Twitch on my computer 24/7. So if you ever need someone to talk to, I just know that I'm always here. I was like, whoa, dang. Alright, that's fucking cool. But one of these deeper talks that he had was, he asked this question, and he asked, what made you choose gaming? And this is kind of my full response to this question, because I kind of just have something short, because it's if I were to type out what I really wanted to say, it would have just looked like this long wall of text all over the chat. And it just would have looked ridiculous. But for me, when I started playing video games, the way I got into it was my sister had a Nintendo 64, and she played, I think, Super Mario and Star Fox 64. Both came with the console. I guess we got it in that Costco bundle thing. So it was two free games and stuff. So I was okay, it's cool, whatever. But anyways, I remember she was playing it. I was a little 3-year-old kid, 3, 4, maybe even 5. I would just sit there in this huge Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beanbag chair, and I would just watch her. She played everything from Mario. We also had a Super Nintendo, but I was too young to remember any of that. But I remember she played Super Mario World. She played Street Fighter 2, the Toy Story game, the Lion King game. As well as the Super Nintendo, or not Super Nintendo 64. And I would just watch her all the time. It would be my favorite. I would prefer to watch that rather than Saturday cartoons, because we didn't even have cable when I grew up. It was just your basic channels 2 through 13, and they only show cartoons in the morning for the first couple hours, or Saturdays were the big days for cartoons, and I didn't really like watching them. They were boring as hell to me. I'd rather watch a video game any day. That's why I love watching streamers in general. But my answer to this question isn't really it's not sad or hashtag deep. I know a lot of people say I started playing games because I had a rough childhood. My parents fought a lot, or stuff like that, or my siblings weren't the nicest people and they're just constantly yelling or whatever like that. No, it's not like that for me. Or I wasn't bullied in school. But I remember I would try to pick up the controller, and when I first started actually playing games for myself, I would pick up the controller, because when my sister would go to school, that meant I got to play the Nintendo 64, and I was oh, I'm gonna try to play video games. I'm gonna be like my sister. And and I remember I didn't know how to do the long jump for Mario. You guys know what I'm talking about, where he goes woohoo, or you know, or Blahoo! And he's like, his arms are like flailing back there. Like, I didn't know how to do that. I was like, what the hell? And there's all this other stuff I couldn't do, and I remember I tried asking my mom for help. And she's like, I don't play video games. But, the reason I, like, that was, like, the start for me, starting playing video games, you know, and I got really addicted to it. I got really addicted to Mario, Star Fox, and I think those were the only 2 games we had for the Nintendo 64 for, like, the longest time. Then I started getting into it, then I was like, you know, I want more games, I want more stuff to play here. So I tried, I don't even remember what I tried. Rayman, I think, and I remember we didn't even buy games at first. I remember we had to go to Blockbuster and rent them, and it was like the 2-day rental, and if it was a new game, it was only like 1 night rental. That bullshit. And that was the only way I could get games, because we just bring home some game. We thought the cover looked all cool, not even knowing, and we just played it for a bit. Like, I remember we tried the Donkey Kong racing game, Yoshi Story, she got Resident Evil 2, that thing gave me nightmares. Just all these other Nintendo 64 games, you know, like, fast forward a couple years, my cousin introduced me to a PlayStation, and I was like, what is this? There's other consoles other than the 64, and he's like, yeah, man, and he modded his PS1 so that it could play, like, CD copies of any game, and I was like, what? This is amazing. And that's when I started getting really addicted to games. I guess you could say that's when I chose gaming as, like, my thing. Like, I didn't... Sorry, excuse me. Like, when it came to, like, gifts, all I wanted was games. And I didn't want no, like, shitty clothes or that new action figure, some Hot Wheels toys, Tony Hawk skateboards, whatever, you know, like, whatever toys were cool back then. I did get a Razor scooter, and I didn't even like having that. I didn't even learn how to ride a bike. That's how, like, addicted I was to video games. Like, I really just enjoyed playing them. Because for me, personally, you know, I didn't really have a lot of friends, or just, like, things to do in general. Like, because, like, I was only 7 or 8, you know, like, I'm not gonna go out and have a life, like, what am I supposed to do? You know, I didn't really have that much friends to just go out and play, and I don't see my family that often. And, you know, everyone in my family is always busy. Like, my mom works all the time, and she has the night shift, so, like, she leaves for work at, like, 6, and she doesn't come, like, 6 at night, and she doesn't come back till, what is it, like, 9 in the morning, sometimes later if she does overtime. So, you know, I couldn't really talk to people, because by the time my mom gets home, you know, she's out of sleep, and then go back to work again. So, like, I would sort of talk to her on her days off, but even then, she didn't want to deal with me. She wanted to go out and, like, fun and stuff. But, you know, my sister had school, and then when she came home, she had homework, and she's like, I can't play video games with you, or play with you at all, because, you know, I have to do homework. And for those of you who don't know, my mom and dad split when I was, like, really, really young, so it's not like I could ask my dad either, because he was already gone by then. And my grandma, of course, I don't think that's someone who does anything. Grandma just loved to watch Filipino soap operas every day. She'd be so addicted. She's like, oh, it's 4 o'clock, I gotta watch Valiente. And I was like, I don't even know what's going on. I just want to play games. I remember I would take a day off from school or 2, just like come home and play games. But anyways, I know I'm not really answering the question here. I'm just kind of just talking about my past here. But anyways, what video games mean to me is that since I didn't really have anyone to, like, really play with, you know, I play a lot of video games. That's what I did for fun. You know, they're great ways to, like, everyone said in the stream. I remember everyone's like, you know, it's a great way to experience new worlds, and you get to live the character stories. That was it for me, man. Because one of my biggest childhood games was Final Fantasy X. That was the first Final Fantasy game I ever played out of the whole series of what will soon be 15 games and many, many side games. and it was just, I just fell in love with it. It was my favorite game. I love the characters, even though, you know, when you get older and you look at your childhood stuff and you're like, oh, I was into that. But you know, it's still a good game. Like, I still like the story and everything. It was still great. That's what I liked about the most for gaming. Like, I could forget, like, being a loner for like a second and feel like I was immersed in a whole another world. Like, I was in Spira. I was with Tidus, Yuna, Lulu, Waka, Kimari, like all of them, Orin, all those characters, you know, and I was saving the world, and we were fighting Sin and killing Seymour. I was like, this is kind of sad to say, but it was like those guys were my friends, because I didn't have any. But that's how it was for me. Like, that's why I really like video games, just because of, like, it's like pulling you out of your world and into a different one. Whether it be a Final Fantasy world, I'm sorry for the squeaking chair, by the way. Whether it be the Final Fantasy world, Pokemon, some other JRPG, I played a ton of them. After I played Final Fantasy, I was like, what? There's other games like this? So, Star Ocean, I played Final Fantasy Tactics, that was another one. Legend of Dragoon. All these other games I can't remember right now off the tip of my tongue. And as well as other games, like, it's not just RPG games that were like that. Like, I played Diablo. Oh my god. Diablo, StarCraft even had a good story that would suck me in. That's like the number one thing I love about video games: stories. If a game has like an amazing story, it will literally distract me from bad gameplay. Because if you think about it, RPGs are the most repetitive things, or games, like one of them, you could ever play. Because you just do battle after battle of like just enemies that just look different, and you know, you do the same attacks, same skills, but what keeps you going is the story, because you want to know what happens next, and that's pretty much what keeps me going. You know, eventually when I got older and I was brave enough, it was horror game stories that were pulling me into, like Resident Evil, Silent Hill, maybe Fatal Frame still keeps me out, but goddamn, I like a good story sometimes, even if it is totally fucked up. But I mean, that's why I choose gaming. I love the stories, you know. Like, every now, like, I love just playing them now, like games without stories, like Dota or Counter-Strike. But those can only take you so far, like, before I lose interest, because it's just like, haven't I killed these terrorists like a million times? Why are they still here? You know, it's like, it's never, it's just the same thing. Same with Dota. It's like, haven't the Dire and the Radiant been fighting like how many battles now, and the fucking issues still aren't resolved? That's how it is. That's why I like games with stories. But like, personally, I like playing video games just because, you know, it was something that you know, it made me happy. I was happy playing video games. You know, it's kind of weird to say it, but they were there for me. They were there for me when, like, no one else was, man. You know, you play with the characters, you stick around them, the stories, and you start getting into the game, start getting into the world itself. Like, I don't know, like, for you guys that played Final Fantasy X and know, like, the basic story / culture of that world, that little prayer thing they do, where they take a step back, have their arms out. Well, you can't see it because it's camera, but they have their arms out, like, straight across like this, and then they do that. They kind of, like, put their hands in, like, that cup and bow. Like, I started doing that shit in real life. Like, it was a thing. I did this at school, too. People were like, what the fuck are you doing? Is this your religion? I was like, no, this is my way of life. And I was just so dumb as a kid. I just let that shit just, like, I used to take stuff from that world and just bring it in here. But, I mean, that's what gaming means to me. Like, I know I ramble when I do these talking to you guys videos, and it kind of gets annoying and repetitive, but they're just ways for me to escape a boring life for me. If they helped you guys out in another way, that'd be cool. If you guys want to share your guys' stories in the comments below, if you guys want to, you know, tell me what gaming means to you or why you choose to do gaming, that'd be cool. If not, it's fine. I'm not gonna force you, but this is just my long ass answer to Jen Diamond's question to why you chose gaming, and you know, there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry if it did get a little lengthy. I'm sorry. I just really, you know, gaming is the one thing that I am very, 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 very passionate about, because, you know, it's the only thing I've been doing since I've been a little kid, and to be honest, it's the only thing I do know how to do. Like, I can't even get into anything else other than gaming, man. Honestly. It's my favorite hobby thing, you know, that's why I want to have, like, some kind of career around it. Not programming or designing, because I can't do that stuff, but, like, you know, that's why I tried so hard with, like, the streaming and the YouTubes and stuff, but we all know how that goes. Anyways, going on long enough. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys stuck around, I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one, when I play an actual game. And until then, hope you guys keep chunky. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.